but I do want to go over some of these hot topics. Are you ready for some hot topics?
Sure, yeah, like Wendy Williams, hot topics. Here we go.
All right, so we got we talk about things opening back up. We have the UFC, NASCAR, and horse racing are now set to return and have returned without an audience or crowds. What's your take on those sports coming back and having no crowds?
Well, I played Little League with no crowds, so, I don't mind. I mean, a few parents were in the stands, but yeah, I want to see the sport come back, so if they could bring it back and the players won't get sick, then I'm all for it coming back. I mean, my brother's been golfing, here on Long Island, so he puts the mask on and they let them out 15 minutes apart and they don't get near each other and stuff.
Right.
So the way my brother hits the ball, he's not going to get near anybody anyway. He spends most of the time in the woods or the middle of the sand trap. So, but yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Sports opening up if they allow it. If the scientists deem it safe,
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And going to the beach. Some of the beaches are open. People are going to go to the beach and with masks on. What's your take on that?
Again, just as long as they social distance, stay distance away from each other. I mean, the beach is an open place. It's salt water, which kills stuff. But I don't know if it's going to work, man. I don't know. I'm not doing it. I'm not going. I want to go fishing. I'm a surf caster. I'd love to go to the beach and cast off the beach for fluke and stripers and stuff, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little while longer. I mean, sometimes the difference between waiting a week or two and not could be life and death. And I know people that have died. At first, when this first started happening, it was like, oh, my friend's cousin's grandmother died. And then slowly that circle started coming in to where it got to where it was like, oh my God, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your husband died of it. So now it's getting real, so.
It's definitely real, definitely scary. I'm kind of with you on that as far as I'm not in a rush to start getting into crowds.
Right.
But there is the other part of me that kind of wants normalcy, but who knows if that's ever going to happen if we don't get a vaccine.
Yeah, who knows?
So continuing to work from home after the quarantine, a lot of companies are starting to realize, hey, we could all work from home all the time. I know that doesn't play into entertainment, but what's your thoughts on people just working from home all the time?
It depends on the business. If somebody can manufacture something at a factory or whatever and then sell it online by like Amazon or whatever, if that works for them and those people want to stay at home, let them do it. If they don't want to stay home or they don't want their employees to stay home, it's whatever they're comfortable with. My definition of success is being able to do what you want with your time. So in other words, if you got $30 in the bank or you're homeless and you got nothing and you want to be that way, then you're a success.
Right.
Because that's the life you want to live. If you want to live in menially and just, eat rice every night or whatever. But if you want to live an extravagant life and you want a big house and cars and a yacht, then you have to work hard to get that success. But, then it's a balance of do I work, how much time, you got to have, do I work hard or do I, with my family and work, you want to balance that out, So I think I have that. And I got a good sense of that in my head, what my number is, like where I need to get to be able to spend time at home.
Right. Handshakes or no handshakes in the future? What do you think?
Oh, in the future, there's going to be handshakes, hugging, kissing, the whole thing. I'm Italian, so men kiss each other. So that'll have to happen. It'll have to happen. We're going to have to figure out a way to knock this thing out. The way, like so many other viruses were knocked out. Somebody will come up with something sooner or later. Somebody will come up with something. In this day and age, we got to come up with something. But then who knows what else is going to come along, 50 years from now or whatever. So, I lived my life like this before, Don. It was always like, I always lived my life like a bullet, a bus, a heart attack, cancer. Something's coming at everybody. Whether you're 9 or 90, we're all here for a half hour. So you got to get your head and your heart straight. What do? Is it religion? Is it a spiritual thing? Do you talk to the universe? Do you talk to God? Do you believe the Torah? Old Testament? Do you believe New Testament that God sent his son to revamp the Ten Commandments and only make them 2? Have God and then do unto each other. So I read my Psalms and my Proverbs all the time. I keep myself grounded. I believe that God sent his son here and the cross, what happened on that cross that he gave for our sins. So I give it all over to that. Now, that said, I also want to have some fun while I'm here. I want to use whatever God gave me, and I want to use what this earth has to offer us. Right. Whether it's, my family or, my job, my having fun, making people laugh, making some money, going fishing every once in a while. I mean, I keep it simple. I'm a simple guy. You know what I mean? If you keep your wants simple, then you'll never be disappointed. So that's what I do. That's what I do, at least, And once you got that together, then no matter what comes and when, you're ready to go. My mom died in a car crash coming back from seeing me in Atlantic City when I was 25, back in 1986.
Wow, very sorry to hear that.
And when she died, thanks. When she died, I realized that everything is a line. You know what I mean? It's a line. It's a line. And the life existence is a line. And you and me, we're at one point in the middle of that line. And all the people on this side are the souls that were here and gone. And the people on this side are the souls that haven't been here yet. So that one point in the middle, you can count us for a finite amount. And just like that, 20,000 more just came in. Just like that, 20,000 more just left. So we're a minority being in that one dot in the middle of that line. This is the majority and this is the majority. So, given that, whether you're here for 9 years or 90 years, you got to prepare your brain and your heart, and you got to give over. Now, it's hard to do. It's hard to keep your faith going every day. Every day, minute to minute, hour by hour, week to week, because things of this world come in and cloud it up, and your wants come in and cloud it up, and just being human clouds it up. But if you could basically stay online and pray almost every day, if you could, I think you'll be okay. I mean, people ask me, they say, what do you want to do with your career? I said, my career? I've done everything I want to do. I mean, if other things happen, that's great. If it doesn't, it's great. I'm going to keep doing what I do because I enjoy making people laugh, whether it's, on a sitcom or working at Rachel Ray, warming up people or doing stand-up in a club. I'm going to keep doing what I do. But in the meantime, I've been so blessed that I've gotten more than I ever could have imagined. The only material things I ever wanted was a boat, a fireplace, and a fireplace, and a pool in the backyard. And I got a nice pool in the backyard. I got rid of the boat. I got my fireplace for the winter. I got my pool for the summer. If I can make enough money to pay some bills, pay my bills off, and that's all I'm worried about.
There you go.
It's simple. It's very simple.
Very. It's your philosophy and it's very deep and it's motivating and inspirational. So I appreciate you sharing that with us, Joey. And also you talked about the boat. I know the story with Rosie O'Donnell gave you the boat, if that's the same boat you're talking about. But we have a common friend. I don't know if you remember Barry Steinman. He was the audio guy.
Yeah, he's in North Carolina now. I love Barry.
Yeah, I worked with him for years in North Carolina at the Hurricanes.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, what a great guy.
Yeah, and we bonded talking about you.
Oh, really?
Because he told me he worked there, and I go, so Joey Kola, he's the warm-up over there. He's like, oh, yeah, man, Joey's great, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I worked with him at Rosie. We just had a reunion, a Zoom reunion, 47 people. It was in the Post. The Post wrote an article about it.
Cool.
Page 6 today. So, but yeah, I used to work with Barry all the time. And I'll tell you a quick funny story. Barry, Trish Riley, and Ron Reeves were the three. They were Trish and Barry were the A2s, and Ron Reeves ran the board at the Rosie O'Donnell show. And they were audio. And Yope DeCourt was also with them also. And Yope traveled with many big bands, the Stones and many, many bands, English bands. Anyway, they did the audio at 8G, which is where Seth Meyers is now, which is where Rosie was. So the first couple weeks I came on as a warm-up guy, I didn't know etiquette. I had no idea what etiquette was. I was a comedian. I was there to make you laugh. Rosie's the host. She's my friend. She's got my back. I don't have to worry about these other people. I'm not part of the whole team. This is when I got the mic, it's my thing or whatever, right? So I'm making the audience laugh, and I'm treating it like a comedy club. The mic goes out. One of the batteries went dead. So I make a joke about the audio team. I don't know what I said. I said something like, "Oh, they're drinking again," or the audio people are drunk or whatever. I don't know what I said, right. But I said something, and I learned very, very quickly at a very young age that you never bite the hand that feeds you. Never, ever, ever. Because now every day my mic went out, and I couldn't find my mic when it was showtime. And they gave me the cold shoulder, and it was very bad.
Wow.
So I couldn't apologize. I was on my knee. I was apologizing up and down to good people, too. I took a shot at good people that know what they're doing. I mean, these people all traveled with big bands and work in television their whole lives.
Right.
So I took a stupid, mean shot, and I learned. They taught me a lesson. So I said, what can I do to make up for it? And each of them made me get them a case of beer. It was Barry, it was Trish, it was Yope, and it was Ron Reeves. And not only beer, it wasn't Budweiser. They made me get them some kind of eclectic, IPA flown in from Belgium. I had to call a special beer distributor to have him order stuff that I couldn't take the train in. I had to drive it in my car and put it on a hand truck and wheel this stuff into 30 Rock to make up for what I did to them.
Wow.
And you know what? I deserved it, and it was a lesson learned. And the one thing I learned is once you're part of a team warming up a TV show, or whether you're on a movie set or wherever you are, you become part of that team, and you never, ever, ever put down anybody you work with. And that's basically across the board,
Right.
Especially get a laugh at their expense. That's what I did, and I was wrong, and I shouldn't have did it, and I learned not to ever do it again.
Hey, nothing says sorry like craft beers, though. So you did,
That's right, yeah.
you did the right thing.
Ask Barry; he'll tell you that story.
I'm good. I'm sending Barry this whole clip. It's gonna be great.
I love him. Yeah, he's great.